Hey everybody, it's time. It's time for the round 19 preview. Sunday afternoon, 1:10 p.m. against the Giants at Marvel Stadium. It's the return leg. And I actually just watched the highlights of our round 9 clash with the Giants, and it kind of slaps you in the face how quickly a season can come and go, how quickly life can come and go. And I think my first thought was, we've got some bad memories against the Giants, when they beat us with 16 players on the field and 2021. And then, I realised how fucking good we were in round 9. Harry didn't play that day. We pulled away late. It was a back and forth game for the most part of the first 3 quarters, and it was a really good performance. It was Leon Cameron's last game as coach. And as I say that, I realised, I feel like that was yesterday. And it just goes to show how important it is to stay in the moment and don't blink too many times, because you miss what's happened. We're sitting in a really nice spot right now, 11-6. We've just come off a bit of a reality check last week against Geelong, which I think will hold the group in good stead for this season, because there are still plenty of opportunities to make a case for the end of the season. And ultimately, I'm confident because I know what this group have done all year when it comes to learning and getting better the next week after a loss. So far this year, every time we've lost a match, we've proceeded to win the next match, which doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to win this week. But I do have confidence in the fact that we are able to respond. And it's all part of bridging the gap between our best and our worst and getting to this point where the team can be consistent. And even when we're having an off day, we can still win games of football or not be at our worst for too long. I really expect this to be a hot contest. The Giants, I'm not really sure what's going on with them. They're going to have a few outs. I think Kelly's out. I think got a couple of key outs for them as well. They can be a bit of a dangerous team, because we know that teams that are either hanging on for their dear life for a chance at the 8, or teams that know that they're not going to be in the 8 can have a bit of a mental advantage in that they don't have much to play for. But I really do expect us to get the job done. I expect us to come off last week, see what Geelong did to us in terms of being a professional, mature outfit, and we deploy something similar and get the job done this week. I think we're very much set up to do the job. We've got a lot more at stake, and that in itself presents an added layer of, I don't know if it's pressure, but it's just an added layer that we are not used to seeing at this point in the season with this group. They've never experienced this before. So it's all new to take in, and it's all interesting for me to see how they absorb that pressure. Because as much as we don't want to talk about finals and play 1 week at a time, this is the home stretch. It's the final 5 matches before a potential finals berth. So it is an important game. It's a crucial game. We need to still bank a few more wins before we can get fully excited about finals football. It looks good in this moment right now, but the one thing I've learned about this sport is that 1 week can make the world of difference. You can be flying and on the right track 1 week, and then you can be borderline red flagging things the week after. But no, I'm pumped. Last week stung, and I'm pumped to see the response. I know that we play good at Marvel Stadium, which is still something I'm getting used to talking about. I would like us to be playing as good a footy at Marvel as what we do at the G, but the situation is what it is. We do play well there. The dry deck, the clean deck, the fast deck, I think it's going to suit us. Obviously getting Harry back. And then, there's the exciting element of who's going to come back into the team. We know that Will Hayes will be missing through suspension. So my question immediately goes to, does that just automatically mean Lachie O'Brien comes in? We did miss his ability to stay wide last week. We didn't really utilise the wings as well as what we usually have this year. Lachie O'Brien also played a really good game against the Giants last time. He kicked a really big goal from 50, which was a nice little touch. I was just reminded of it. Does Gov come back in? I don't know. I don't know. The question really is around Lachie O'Brien, Mitch McGovern, and Mark Pitternet. I'm so excited for the idea of Mark Pitternet being back, because I just think it frees up so much more of what we're able to do around stoppage. I think it frees up Tom De Koning, it freshens him up, and it allows him to now work in tandem with Mark Pitt in it, I think it frees up a guy like Jack Silvani to do other things. And then even a guy like Patrick Cripps, who has had to take on a different role, which has been really clear and really evident. And I guess even when Vossi talks about the sacrifices that he's had to make, that's the thing that's exciting me. But at the same time, I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure that when they're in, they stay in. And then I want to make sure that when they come in, we get, 3 to 4, hopefully 5 weeks of continuity under their belt leading into finals without looking too far ahead. But continuity is important at this point in the year. Making your run at this point in the year is crucial. So I think if I had to pick who I think will come in, I feel like only one of Gov and Pitto will come into the side. And then I think Lockie O'Brien will come in. And then I think that'll be it. I don't know where Always is at. Still don't quite know where Jack Martin's at. These are guys that I would assume are going to feature in this best 22, but we're really cutting it fine for the end of the season. And I think the other interesting one, I don't think it's relevant for the AFL side this week, but I think Caleb Marchbank is the other story. I think that the idea of having him available to play is exciting. It's going to create a selection headache, which is a good thing. I don't think he'll be playing in the ones this week. I feel like it'll probably be the twos. But looking ahead to the next few weeks, that's a very interesting situation for us, because the idea of McGovern, Marchbank being available in that back line is tantalising. And obviously, we've already spoken about Pitto. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I saw a project or a video or a piece of content that I saw throughout the week, focusing on a gentleman by the name of Chris Ross. I think if you haven't seen the story of Chris Ross, you need to. I think it's a timely reminder not to take anything for granted, and that everything can really just change in the blink of an eye. I know it's not necessarily related to this game, but I think sometimes we use the footy as an escape, and I think it's also very important. I think our club do a very good job of highlighting what's really going on in the world, what are the real issues going on in the world. And, through things that I watch like that and all the initiatives that we undertake, I think we are really building great humans. Having interacted at some of the events with the boys, I'm really proud of the people that they are in the way that they represent themselves. And I think it's an important one for a lot of people. Most, if not everyone, should go onto the club website and have a look at Chris's story. And just remember and reflect that this can all go in an instant. Everything you think to be fine, everything you think to be well, everything you think to be healthy can literally change on its head in any moment. So, and again, I relate this to this season. People get caught up in the immediate aftermath of a result, win, loss. And you just kind of got to enjoy the good times while they're here. One thing I've definitely learned is the good times have not been here. Now they seem to be here. This has been a really enjoyable year so far, and it looks like it's going to be an enjoyable, finish to the season as well. I think we've got potentially some really big opportunities coming up to create some long-lasting memories. And I'm just excited for it. So, yeah. What about you? How are you feeling ahead of this game? I think the 1:10 time slot on a Sunday is a good one for kids and families. We really do need to get there and pack out that stadium and make it echo. It's going to be... the idea of the game in my head is that it's going to be 39 to 42,000 people, loud, echoey. I kind of expect it to be a bit of a back and forth game. The Giants have some skillful players who will enjoy the surrounds of Marvel Stadium. They seem to be playing with a little bit of freedom. However, they do at times seem to play with this unaccountability as well, and they don't seem to be fully united at times. So for me, it's really just going to be about when the Giants do get their run on, which they will, we just need to be able to mitigate it, which is really something we know and we've spoken about all year round. It's just about doing it again. So I'm pumped. Those are my thoughts on this week. What about you? How do you feel about this week? Share with us in the comments how you expect things to go this week, and leave some predictions below, and we'll chat about it there. I'll see you Sunday. Go the Mighty Blues.